Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. And today we're going to troubleshoot a digital ceramic tower heater with remote, as well as do a little bit of maintenance. Thank you everyone for tuning into Jumperman Tech. So let's start by troubleshooting this unit and see what's going on. Got a red light. Let's put the on button. 64. So I'm just gonna set it high. I'm already starting to feel heat. $250 degrees. I feel air movement. Let's see, it's an H and an L, high, low. Low fan. High fan. So we're at 250. Everything seems to be working. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so out of nowhere, this thing just cut off, and we have a red dot here. No type of blink patterns, anything like that, just a red dot. I'm assuming there's a board behind here. Let's open this up and see what's going on. It's worked for a short amount of time, but I can hear that the fan just stopped. Safety first. A few minutes later, I heard a click in here. So I'm thinking we went off on thermal overload, but let's take a look inside and see what happened. This is my Klein Tools Allen key sets. Today I'm going to be using the 332 Allen key. This one right here is thin enough to slide inside here, and we can take off our screws. From the looks of this screw, it looks like a start key, and this is the Milwaukee T15, and this fits perfectly in there. At the same time, this Allen key fits in there pretty well too. It will work as well. Thing is, you need to get something deep inside here that's thin, so you can actually get it out. So either one really works. It also says over here we have some reset instructions. If the unit shuts down, unplug unit, wait 5 to 10 minutes, plug it in, and turn it on. If there's any questions, you can call this number. So, most likely this thing overheated. And let's take a look at why, but we're gonna make sure of this. Let's just see what's behind here. Alright, so let's see, we have a temperature sensor. It's a little thermostat, it looks like. And wow, look at this, we actually have a squirrel cage motor. Okay, so we have a sensor here. It's definitely measuring temperature. We have a dual shaft squirrel cage motor here, a little small one. As you can see, it's very dirty on this side, as well as inside the blower wheel itself. You want to always make sure that's clean. At the same time, under here we have our ceramic element, You want to make sure that's cleaned. Another reason why it could overheat is if it gets too much dirt inside here and dust, we're not going to be able to move the designed amount of air volume. See some screws up here around the squirrel cage motor. Let's open that and see if we can gain better access inside. Sometimes all it is lack of maintenance. Okay, so as you can see, here is our blower, and this is our element right here. It is completely packed. Everything did start and it overheated. I'm gonna call it right now, and this is definitely gonna be it. All this right here needs to be cleaned, and from here, I'm sure we're gonna perform better. We're gonna clean the squirrel cages, we're gonna clean our element, and we're gonna turn this thing back on, see what happens, make sure this motor works so all our movement is well. If you have like a wire brush, it would be nice to wire brush this down so it's dry. You could also take a vacuum, blow it out, blow it in at the same time. If you have an air compressor, maybe you want to just shoot this through so you can clean it in and out, but you know, just taking it down with a wire brush will be pretty cool. And over here, let's see how this is connected. Maybe you could just take out the squirrel cage and just really properly wash this individually. And, you know, just pretty much dust everything down. Make sure everything's clean. Personally, I wouldn't use any harsh chemicals on here, as this is your blower and you're going to be moving this air in your house. You don't want to breathe in anything toxic. Honestly, just a good vacuum, brush down, and maybe a damp cloth like this, pour a little water, very light. Wipe it down everywhere, inside here as well. Let's see if we can take off these cages if it's easy. If not, we'd clean it right there. Here's our motor, dual shaft, and this is how we move the air. We scoop the air. I vacuumed it, but there's still a lot of dirt in here. Let's see if we can pull this off and properly clean this. Safely pull out these blades. You're gonna want to take the motor off of its mount to pull it out so you can, without bending the shaft really. Got some screws, but here we have the motor off of its mount. Might even be able to slide this out just by pulling it back with two hands yourself. And that's about it. This blade gotta go this way. This blade gotta come out that way. See if we could yank this out. Alright, I was able just to pull this right out with the pin on it. So, easy. So, you could just pull these out. Just make sure you pay attention to how this was put on and on which side, because you want the air to scoop too. You can mark it again here yourself on this side, 2. And then we'll label the next side 1. Hands under and evenly pull this out. Right there, easy. Now we can wash these in water. We can wipe all this down, either with a damp rag as well. Everything here. And now we have full access to this side. And to really finish this off, you can open up, you can pull this out and clean both sides of this coil, and that'll be like a perfect job. So Let's clean this all up. I would rinse this down with very hot water. So take this wire brush and brush it down as you rinse it with water, and you'll really clean it extremely well. Everything is very nicely cleaned. Everything is very nicely cleaned, including the motor. So I marked everything. Let's start putting everything back together. I marked these one and one, so let's match them up and just put them back on. Keep in mind there is a flat portion on this shaft. There we go. Then we can mount this back on its base and close this up, mount it back on top of our element once everything is properly cleaned. Then take off a few more screws around here. Clean the other side of your coil. This side is clean, so it's really this side that gets dirty. And you could always flash a light through and make sure that you can see through the coil. Passes the light test for me. Do a quick vacuum, and then everything else just put back together. Make sure it's tight, balance, nothing touches. These are all the way in, and then we're scooping air. All right, this looks absolutely spectacular. Everything looks great. Now we can put all the covers back together. Just push this back. Now I could just tighten it all down. Got a red light. And one thing I definitely don't advise is putting on stickers. This thing might melt and you might be inhaling glue, stuff like that. You might not want to do it. Okay, so I just turn the power button on. According to this, we have 66 degrees in here, 85. Very good airflow now. So right there, low speed, high speed, we have it. We have good airflow. My buttons work here to adjust the thermostat. All right, I'm already having a reading of 140 degrees. Let's click this button. This should be the little motor to spin around that we saw. Yes, it is. 140. Let's keep an eye on this. So all the functions work, and the issue that it was shutting down and what was happening here, just clearly you can see that this was lack of maintenance. The coil was completely packed, and what was really happening is the system was overheating, and it wasn't actually the system not working. The system was working and it was doing a great job, and it was to protect you, and that's really great. After 5 years of use, this thing is still working. We're getting heat about 200 degrees, 180, and we're not too hot. And now we have a good airflow and we could actually breathe. What was happening here was the coil was being suffocated, overheating and shutting down prematurely. So we'll just keep an eye on this and let's see what happens. This has already been working for a few minutes. It's not overheating. Temperature went slightly up. 180 degrees, 120, 140. We do have a wide range of temperatures here depending on where I'm pointing at, but it's not as high as before, and it has been going for a while, and we have already went up to 70 degrees room temperature. We have set the thermostat to cut off at 85 degrees. So this is part of maintenance, and this just goes to show you how important it is. and this was a very clean job. So of course you want to check all your functions, fan speeds, make sure your thermostat works, make sure it cuts off at the proper temperature. You can do that by verifying the temperature with a temperature gun like this, or even a digital thermometer. Those are great. This has been going on for quite a while now. We're already at 10 minutes. I already know we're good because it was a matter of about 2 minutes since the system cut off. And there you go. That is a way to get your system back on. Hope everybody enjoyed, and if you found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time.